South.
Good evening and welcome to Up South, your one-stop destination for all the top news stories of the day from South India. With me, T. S. Sudhir. Our top focus story is going to be on the Chennai airport, and we ask the question whether this airport deserves to be called a world-class airport with so many instances of things falling off. A little later on in the broadcast, we'll open our phone lines and we ask you to call in to share your views. Just what is happening in Telangana? In fact, in the last 24 hours, 3 people have been shot dead in 2 different instances. The first one, a murder accused who was shot dead on the outskirts of Hyderabad. And later on in the night, at midnight, in a more dramatic case, 2 people opened fire on policemen in the Suryapet town in Nalgonda district of Telangana. In fact, the police was doing routine checks there when these 2 people opened fire on the policemen. A police constable Lingaya and a home guard Mahesh were killed, while 2 more policemen were injured. A couple travelling in a car was also fired upon by the duo. Joining me now on the phone line is Additional DGP of Telangana, Sudeep Laktakia. Mr. Laktakia, thanks a lot for joining us on Up South. Now, is it possible that the same gang or the same duo who possibly killed the murder accused in the morning on the outskirts of Hyderabad was also perhaps involved in this dramatic shootout at midnight in Suryapet?
Well, that is one of the leads that we are pursuing, because one incident took place in the outskirts of Hyderabad city, and a couple of hours later this happens on the road leading from Hyderabad to Vijayawada. So obviously this is one angle that we are looking at, whether they are related or they are 2 different offences. This is one of the angles, one of the theories that we are pursuing.
Mr. Laktakia, while these 2 people in the bus were being questioned by the police, did they speak in the local language of Telugu, which means that they could either be from Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, or did they speak in Hindi? Because the initial information we got was that this was probably a duo dacoits from Uttar Pradesh.
Well, I can't confirm this to you, because language, of course, is one giveaway about the identity of the assailants. But lots of people in these parts also do speak a different kind of Hindi. So that is one of the evidence which you'll be using to nab the culprits. But it appears that they are perhaps not locals. That is the first information that we have.
Okay, Mr. Laktakia, Suryapet in Nalgonda district has also been some kind of a transit point for Maoists in the past. Would that also be a line of investigation that the Telangana police will pursue?
Well, let me tell you that till we nab the culprits and get to them, we will not be closing any options. However, what you're suggesting looks very remote to us, because of late, the hinterland of Telangana, including Nalgonda districts, have been absolutely free of any kind of Maoist influence. So we would be looking at a pure criminal activity, a probability of hired assassins at work, antisocial elements at work, pseudo-naxalites at work. So we can't, as of now, weapons have been used, firearms have been used, after the act of killing 2 policemen and injuring 2 others critically. So no stone is being left unturned, and we are trying to move on all the lines simultaneously. We are
right, Mr. Laktakia, we do hope that you manage to crack this case at the earliest. Thanks a lot for joining us on Up South on Headlines today. Now, staying with news from Telangana, Kalavati, the lady who had filed a case against Rajya Sabha Congress MP Renuka Chaudhary on the 20th of March, alleging that her husband had paid a bribe of 1 crore 10 lakh rupees to Renuka Chaudhary in 2013 to get a ticket from the Vaira Assembly constituency in Khammam district of Telangana, came to Gandhi Bhavan in Hyderabad to allege that she was being threatened and intimidated by Renuka Chaudhary and her men. In fact, she had come to meet AICC General Secretary Digvijay Singh, who was in Hyderabad today, but she got nothing but a cold shoulder.
हमारे पैसे हमारे के देव बोले तो उसका आदमी से बहुत डराता है, बच्चे को तुम्हारे को मार देता हम बोल के घर पे आदमी भेज रहे। हमारे पैसे हमारे के दिलाओ बोल के दिग्विजय सिंह को रिक्वेस्ट करने का है। एफआईआर फाइल करे तो पुलिस रेस्पॉन्स नहीं देते हैं। हाँ, नरेंद्र मोदी को और सोनिया गांधी को मिलने चाह रहे, अपॉइंटमेंट ली।
My reaction is, if FIR has been filed, now the investigation will take place. ऐसा है, अगर तेलंगाना राज्य सरकार में किसी भी कांग्रेस पार्टी का इतना बड़ा प्रभाव है, तो ये आश्चर्य की बात है।
Right, my colleague Pratibha Raman joins me live now. Pratibha, what has been the reaction from Renuka Chaudhary as far as these allegations are concerned?
Well, Renuka Chaudhary all the while, Sudhir, has been maintaining that this is a political conspiracy that has been hatched by her rivals both within Congress as well as outside. And she has also gone on to say that she has never met the late husband of Kalavati alone. So the question of taking a bribe from him does not arise at all. And she also states that she has never met Kalavati before, and Kalavati happens to be the main complainant in this particular case. Sudhir.
Right, this is a very intriguing case, and of course Kalavati claiming that the police is really not taking any action on the FIR that she had filed on the 20th of March. Thanks a lot, Pratibha, for joining us. Now for our top focus story on the Chennai airport. In fact, Union Civil Aviation Minister Ashok Gajpati Raju, during his visit to the Chennai airport, had slammed the airport facilities, calling the facilities as pathetic. But nothing really seems to have changed. There have been at least 39 accidents in the last 2 years at the Chennai airport. Several instances of things falling off from different parts of Chennai airport, including the ceiling and the glass panes. In fact, yesterday was the 39th such instance of the falling of a glass door. Shisha Reddy sent us this report from Chennai Airport.
In yet another case of falling of false ceilings and breaking of the window panels, an incident happened yesterday in the Chennai airport where an Airport Authority of India's employee was injured in a similar incident as a glass door fell on him accidentally when he was checking the alignment of the visitor door entry where we are focusing right now. And the airport has been witnessing a spate of mishaps such as false ceiling collapses and glass panels cracking at the new domestic and the international terminal built at a cost of over 2,000 crore rupees, which was inaugurated in the year 2013, raising questions about the quality of the construction and the safety of the passengers. Will the Airport Authority of India take responsibility in explaining why there have been series of incidents as the 39th incident that has happened in the last 2 years? With camera person Daniel, Srisha Reddy in Chennai for Headlines Today.
Right, our phone lines are now open and you can call in and share your views on what you really think of whether Chennai airport really deserves to be called a world-class airport. Our first caller is Bharti Dasan, who is calling in from Chennai. Please go ahead.
See, I have been using this airport for quite some time, and I have been lucky that I have escaped from all these 39 incidents. And my one small request is, they can provide a helmet to the people who enter the airport, and they can collect at the time of entering the aircraft. Then send it back to the gate. They can go till they take some steps to repair this. Because nobody bothers. Even the other day when the minister was there, I was coming from Singapore and I saw there was a crowd around him. He was going here and there. Even the airport people also, they were just laughing and looking at. It happened maybe about 6-7 months back. Nothing happened. So I think a temporary measure to save the life of people, they can provide a helmet and collect it at the time of entering the aircraft. Please.
Okay, sir. Of course, that comment from Mr. Bharti Dasan from Chennai, dipping with sarcasm. Our next caller is from Trichy. Please go ahead.
Sir, I have a query, and my query is that. Hello?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
So, I have a query. Is this maintained by Airport Authority of India or the state government, sir?
Well, it is maintained by the Airports Authority of India, and you, what do you really think of it? I mean, do you think it's a world-class airport, or the airport facilities are pretty mediocre?
There are many.
Right, I think we have a problem with that line. Fritz Senthil Kumar from Trichy. Our next caller is Murli, who is calling in from Chennai. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Mr. Murli, please go ahead.
Yeah, see, I went to airport to meet the director to get permission for part of my MBA project to get the facilities they provided to the.
Yes, sir. Right. Let's do one thing. Let's listen into some of the reactions that we got at the Chennai airport. Shisha Reddy spoke to some of the passengers at Chennai airport this morning.
All concerned, especially the airline should check it doubly whether their aircraft is airworthy or not. I think that is more important instead of some third party doing the checks. It is the airline's responsibility, whichever airline it may be. That is my view.
Yeah, it seems to, because even when I came out, that's the first thing I noticed, that walls also, it's coming down. I think they should do something about it.
Yeah, they are very lax. This keeps on happening for so many years. Not 1 day, 2 days. Seemingly nothing is being done. People are killed or people are injured. So they should be worried. Why passengers should be worried?
They should take care, because after a long time I came here in the airport. I find the conditions of these things, structures, infrastructures are not finished. Even in Bombay and Chennai or Calcutta, they are much better, much better.
Far better.
Delhi, far better. Even Delhi is no comparison, definitely.
Airport authority is definitely compromising on the safety of the passengers. If it has been the 39th time, as I am told, that it's been falling, and yesterday some employee also got injured while cleaning the glass, I think the local authorities need to register an FIR of criminal negligence against the airport authorities, because every life is precious, and when you are flying, spending so much money coming by air, that much at least is required for the airport authority to ensure that the customer is safe and sound.
Right. If the airports authorities of India, our officials are listening to this, they would see that not a single passenger has a good thing to say about the Chennai airport. Our next caller is Captain Ramesh calling in from Chennai. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi. I'm a frequent user of Chennai airport. It's one thing about the airport itself, which everybody has spoken about. It's, the less said the better about the airport itself and the functioning of the airport. But it's as bad when you come out of the airport. It took the other day, last week, when I got back to Chennai, it took me exactly 45 minutes to get from the time I got into my car to get onto the main road. It's a huge traffic jam.
Right.
I mean, either way, in or out, you're in for trouble. I mean, it's pathetic. I hope and wish someone from the Airports Authority of India is listening to this, and they feel ashamed of what they have done and what they've created in Chennai.
Right. Thanks, Captain Ramesh, for calling in. Mr. Srilal, who is calling in from Delhi. Please go ahead, sir. Okay, our next caller is Kumar, who is calling in from Mumbai. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a suggestion. Instead of those glass panels. Hello?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, instead of those glass panels, they should hang lungis. That will be much more safer.
Okay, fine. In fact, there is an interesting tweet that I received from someone called Rads, who lives in Washington and is a Tamilian. And in fact, she tweeted that if you fly from Hyderabad to Chennai, the expression that you use is and if it's from Calcutta to Chennai, it's But wonder whether people from Chennai who are using Chennai airport will think of it as a major compliment. But yes, the facilities at Chennai airport definitely deserve to be improved, because there have been lots of instances, as we have been pointing out. 39 accidents in the last 2 years is not a track record to be very proud of as far as Chennai airport is concerned, especially when airports in other neighboring cities, especially in South India like Hyderabad and Bangalore, are much better and provide much better facilities. Puneet is our next caller, who is calling in from Coimbatore. Mr. Puneet, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I am from Delhi, and I very frequently travel to Chennai and Coimbatore. And it's very shameful to see the Chennai airport, which is supposed to be the new airport. At least somebody who has gone into planning of this airport must visit Delhi or Bombay, or how airports are made. It's very shameful to even see the toilets, the situation of toilets. They are not even in consonance with the traffic flow. The Coimbatore airport is much better than Chennai airport.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Mr. Puneet, for calling in on Up South. God's own country is not in high spirits. With the Kerala High Court backing the state government's prohibition policy, the bars have shut shop. But the women of Kerala are jubilant at the Kerala government's decision to impose phased prohibition. Revati Rajivan sent us this report from Kochi.
This bar in Kochi saw its last drink being gulped Tuesday evening. With the Kerala High Court upholding the state government's liquor policy, Sobi is no longer in high spirits. He has to shut his 3-star bar.
പിന്നെ എക്സൈസ് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റിൽ അവരൊക്കെ വന്ന് കണക്കെല്ലാം എടുത്തു. ഇന്നലെ തന്നെ ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്തു. സ്റ്റാഫിനെ കുറച്ച് പേരെ പറഞ്ഞു വിട്ടു. പറഞ്ഞു വിടില്ല, മറ്റേ ബിയർ പാർലർ തുടങ്ങുന്നുണ്ട്, അപ്പോൾ വിളിക്കാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് വിട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്.
The court's verdict means only 24 5-star hotels in Kerala can serve liquor. Hotels below 5-star and heritage hotels can sell only wine and beer.
മാഹിയിൽ നിർത്തൂല. കേരളം നിർത്തിയാലും മാഹിയിൽ നിന്ന് ഒഴുക്ക് വരും. സെക്കൻഡ് സാധനം അല്ല മാഹി ചരക്കുകൾ ഇവിടെ നാട്ടിലെങ്ങും ഒഴുകും. അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇവിടെ സംവിധാനം വന്നേക്കണത്. എല്ലാ മുടക്കുകൾക്കും അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയാണ്. അവിടെ നിന്ന് സാധനം ഇവിടെ എത്തുന്നുണ്ട്.
But the women of Kerala who have been long agitating for prohibition in the state say that the step is in the right direction. Prabha says the non-availability of liquor will lead to a reduction in domestic violence and better financial conditions at home.
മദ്യവെക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ ബാറുകൾ പൂട്ടണത് നല്ലതാ. കുടുംബങ്ങളൊക്കെ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകും. ഈ ബാറുകൾ ഉണ്ടായാൽ വീടുകളൊക്കെ നശിച്ചു പോകൂലേ. ജോലി എടുത്ത പൈസ വീട്ടിൽ കിട്ടും. കുടിക്കാണ്ടിരുന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ബാറുകൾ പൂട്ടുന്നതാ നല്ലത്.
To mop up revenue loss, the UDF government has hiked excise duty on beer and liquor. It feels the decision to impose partial prohibition will be the X factor in the assembly elections next year.
The state government commitment to transform the state into a liquor-free state. All sections of the society will support the government's policy.
It is a huge decision for Kerala, which is one of the highest consumers of liquor and earns nearly rupees 8,000 crores from the sale of alcohol. It now aims to be a state with zero alcohol in 10 years. Revati Rajivan in Kochi for Headlines Today.
That's it then on Observe this Thursday evening. Stay tuned to Headlines Today for all the latest news and updates.